I'm Susan, and I am a caseworker. I have been responsible for managing Anne Stewart's insurance affordability case for the past year. Anne is currently receiving streamlined Medicaid since applying in January 2017. Anne works part-time and her income changes frequently. She has contacted me on several occasions to inform me of changes to her income, so she has a timeline for income evidence on the case. In December, Anne submitted a new application case in which she provided her latest income information. I am going to ensure that this income is recorded correctly. Please note, the agency has decided to share existing evidence about the client to the application case, so they have a full set of client information there. Therefore, the existing income evidence for Anne is shared to the application case. Here we have Anne's homepage, where I can see that she has an existing insurance affordability integrated case and is currently eligible for streamlined Medicaid. From the pending application list, I can also see the subsequent applications submitted by Anne, which I must now process. I select the pending application's reference number to open Anne's newly created application case. From the Evidence tab, I expand the Income Evidence. I see that Anne has captured her latest income earnings of type wages and salaries of $300 monthly. On selecting the Dashboard tab, there is an informational telling me that there is incoming evidence on the case, so I navigate to the incoming evidence list. Here, I see that multiple income records are shared to the Insurance Affordability Application case from the Insurance Affordability Integrated case. Each income record is a succession record for the existing income evidence on the integrated case. I need to compare each of these records to see what the differences are between the incoming income evidence and what already exists on this application case. It's difficult to make out what has changed, and I cannot see a timeline of the incoming and existing evidences. I know from discussing with the client that the existing income evidence on the application case is the latest information. As a result, I choose to reject the incoming income evidences. I now authorize the application case by selecting the Authorize link from the application case homepage. During the authorization process, I select to reuse the existing integrated case from the list. To view the existing Insurance Affordability Integrated case, I select the Related Cases tab and click the Insurance Affordability reference number. From the Evidence Dashboard, I notice the income evidence is in edit. I view this evidence and see that this has resulted in the creation of a second evidence record. The recently added income evidence has brokered to the Insurance Affordability Integrated case as new evidence, but it did not link the update to the existing income record. This is confusing, and I wonder why the old income evidence is still there. I'll have to tidy this up now and ask a colleague why later. Firstly, I discard the newly created income evidence. I now update the initial income record by clicking on the Edit link and I re-enter the required change. Once the updates are completed, I verify the outstanding verifications. I can now apply the evidence changes by selecting the Apply Evidence Changes link from the Action menu. Once the evidence is activated, I navigate to the Eligibility tab, and I see that Anne remains eligible for Streamlined Medicaid. This is a very time-consuming process, and the time it took to process this application was much longer than anticipated. I am frustrated as I have to manually update the evidence. I don't trust that the system will get it right. Here we have Anne's homepage, where I can see that she has an existing insurance affordability integrated case and is currently eligible for Streamlined Medicaid. From the pending application list, I can also see the subsequent applications submitted by her, which I must now process. I select the pending application's reference number to open Anne's newly created application case. From the Evidence tab, I expand the income evidence, and I see that we have captured her latest income earnings of type wages and salaries of $300 monthly. On selecting the Dashboard tab, I see an informational telling me that there is incoming evidence on the case. I navigate to the incoming evidence list. Here, I see that there are income records being shared to the Insurance Affordability Application case from the Insurance Affordability Integrated case. I expand on the income record. I can see the timeline of information on both the incoming and existing income evidence records. On the incoming evidence timeline, I see that August 1st is in focus. On clicking each of the dates on the timeline, I can see each of the previous succession records. The existing timeline does not contain this information. It has December 1st as the latest succession. The effective date, amount, and start date values differ, and this is highlighted so I know immediately what is different. I know from discussing with the client that the existing evidence on the application case is the latest information effective from December 1st. So from the Action menu and the existing income evidence, I choose to Set as Latest of Incoming. This will retain the existing evidence, where it is the latest version, to a timeline of incoming evidences. After selecting Set as Latest of Incoming, I am presented with the first page in the modal, Select and confirm the incoming evidence to use. By selecting the More Information toggle, I am presented with text which explains that I'm going to accept the existing evidence, which contains the most up-to-date values, and that it should refer to the same client. It states that it will link the incoming and existing evidence and automatically process the update. The timeline will be recreated as necessary. There is also a list of income records. This list contains the incoming records that are the same evidence type as the currently selected existing evidence. What is listed here should only be evidence of that type that is active on the date selected on the incoming timeline. The period column is the calculated period for the evidence record in question. I select the correct income record and click Next. The next page is where I specify an action to take. As it is a new version of the income record, not a correction to the existing record, I select New Version. As I am dealing with a new version of the income record, The effective date is not pre-populated. However, from speaking to the client, I know that this date is the same date as the existing evidence start date. I entered the effective date of December 1st and select Next. This will populate the existing record into the edit modal so that I can review and confirm the evidence that will be taken on. The effective date specified on the previous page is added as the effective date of change. To complete this update, I modify the start date of the income record from December 1st to January 1st. Pre-populating the edit modal saves time and is confirmation of the existing details that will be taken onto the case. It is an opportunity for me to make final modifications to this record too. Once I am happy with my review, I click Save. I am returned to the incoming evidence comparison screen. The action options have been disabled as I have already made the necessary changes, and the existing evidence timeline is updated accordingly. I navigate to the evidence dashboard, select the income evidence link, and I can now see the income record has been updated with a new succession noting that Anne's salary has decreased to $300 effective from the 1st of December. This is a more efficient and time-saving process, as I can now change the evidence in one place. I now navigate back to the Insurance Affordability Application homepage, where I authorise the application. During the authorisation process, I select to reuse the existing integrated case from the list. To view the existing Insurance Affordability integrated case, I select the Related Cases tab and click the Insurance Affordability reference number. Finally, I navigate to the Eligibility tab, where I see that Anne remains eligible for Streamlined Medicaid.